So coming from HIMSS 2023, the Hyland Healthcare booth, I'm Ashley Ljubi, this is Steven. We are, I can't pronounce your last name ever, Ermgods. Yep. Sales solution engineers talking about RPA. Everybody's talking about RPA right now, so we have to be different. I think that's why they put me in charge of talking to you guys. I'm probably as different as they come. But we're going to talk about RPA today. What makes Hyland different, what we do, maybe a little bit demo of how it applies to healthcare, and then we'll get going. So let's get going. It says filling the gap. What does that mean? First, we have to talk about what RPA is. You've probably heard it in a lot of places. It's pretty big on LinkedIn, all the other places right now that people are looking for healthcare news. But RPA is Robotic Process Automation. So basically, we are emulating a person. So if a person can click it, RPA can click it. If a person can make a connection, RPA can make a connection. And some of that low-level logical thinking stuff that we just have too many people doing when their critical thinking can be used in other places. So what does that mean when we're filling the gap, right? The process characteristics are those things that we were talking about. Process stable and standardized. We're not going to automate a bad process. Hyland has a little bit of a different view on robots. Sometimes you see, let's add 6 robots to the mix. We're an enterprise content solution place. So if RPA isn't the best fit, we're going to be honest with you. Don't tell my salespeople that, but if we have a better solution for you, we're going to give it to you. Where we see RPA is filling that 20% gap and filling that glue between the two solutions. We have great automation in other spaces. We have great automation with our third-party vendors. We are a third-party vendor to a lot of places that have great automation. We're not going to overcomplicate it. That just is the way we feel about it. Just because it sounds cool doesn't mean you should be doing it. So we have general use cases. Whenever you hear about RPA, you hear about mailbox, you hear about downloading files, you hear about checking websites. Again, this is where Hyland's going to say, is RPA really the best use case for it? Or do we have a suite of tools like Mailbox Importer from Hyland Healthcare that also suits that software better? So where does our RPA fit into those use cases? That's when we start talking about uploading medical records documents to payer portals. A lot of EHRs know how to get those medical records out of the system very well. Then they say, too bad, so sad, you're responsible with your manual folks to get those records to a payer website, to move them off to a fax machine, to print them. Ugh. So some of the other things that we talk about are birth certificates. Hyland does really good organization of birth worksheets once a mom fills that out, but you still have a team of people manually putting that stuff into a website. RPA can help fill that manual gap. IT stuff. We like to use it to automate our own maintenance processes. So then a system admin can spend more time building the cool stuff than sitting around doing database backup tables. This is a perfect example, if I do say so myself. It was maybe his idea, maybe my idea. We're going to debate that till the end of time. But that medical records upload, we're going to see Epic with their automation automatically generate those medical records based on a claim denial, or we're going to see another EHR do it just as well. Then what do we do with it? Hyland RPA can use OnBase to parse that file, get the patient demographics that OnBase is already holding from our integration with the EHR, have the robot pick it up, go out to that payer portal website and use that data housed in OnBase to enter it into the payer portal and post the medical record. The cool thing about the RPA too is it's as many tasks in a 24-hour period that can be picked and done, and RPA bots don't take bathroom breaks.
So why don't we let go?
So let's actually see what it does. So after you see that the payer portal stuff is done, we are an enterprise content platform, so we do a few things outside of healthcare. So we are applying RPA to all of these other spaces as well. I'm not going to read them to you. You can press the pause button. We were talking about it earlier. We like to maintenance our own stuff as well. So we have a bot that does OnBase maintenance tasks and Hyland Health maintenance tasks. So unlocking documents, reviewing processes, doing database backups, all of those things that your admins are spending multiple times a week on, we're going to take care of from you because we know our own products best, so we can provide the stuff to maintenance it. These are our 4 areas. One of the things that makes Hyland RPA a little bit different is a tool that we have called the Analyst. So what Analyst does, we were talking about it earlier, can't automate a bad process. Analyst will tell you what you're doing. So when we go through it, you can install Analyst on any computer and have it record the clicks of what someone is doing. You can install it on 3 people, see that 2 people are doing it right, 1 person needs a little work, and then once you're ready, Analyst can output the beginning of an RPA project that then goes into our Designer. Designer is super low code. You have the ability to do some code snippets. You don't have to. Go through, add your stuff. It looks like a giant Visio, kinda, but if you can do on-base workflow, you can do RPA. You definitely do not need developers to make it a productive product. Conductor runs it. We can talk about licensing once you reach out. But then Manager will give you all that reporting and logging that you need to make sure that your bots are running successfully. We do awesome exception handling. One of my favorite things about it is taking a screenshot when you hit an exception, just because we all know as IT admins that trying to catch where something went wrong in real time is everyone's favorite pastime. What makes our offering different? It makes it different because we're low code. It makes it different because we're not trying to overcomplicate the processes. We have experience. We're doing the analyzing. And we also know healthcare. We are integrated. We have a suite of tools. When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And I'm pretty sure we're in possession of a whole tool belt. So it makes it a little bit easier. If you want to try it, you don't have to take my word for it. Try it out. See you later.